What I really love about what you do also, what I've always been also advocating for is we all talk about the younger generation as if they weren't in the room. It's like we always talk about them, what they're doing and how stupid they're supposedly getting and all these kind of things. But very rarely we're talking with them. You don't do that. You believe in listening to them. Tell me about that.
Do you know what? If I gave up everything else in my life, I would not give up talking to the children. It is amazing.
I'm like with you, yeah.
It's amazing. Basically, from the beginning, I just thought, well, who are we talking about? Kids. We must talk to kids to see how they experience it.
Yeah, how they think.
Yeah. And I also sat very early on. I had what I now consider a fortunate experience of kept on going to meetings in which I saw that they were saying kids think this, kids think this, kids think this. And I thought, that doesn't sound like what a child would think. And it turned out that a lot of the consultations with children were happening with the adults saying, what do you think about X? And somehow the question determined the possible answers. And I thought, well, this is no good. What we have to do is talk to children about their experience. But I thought, how do we do that in a really proper, equitable way without actually determining what they thought they were supposed to say? Anyway, long and short of it is, I commissioned a piece of research from Leeds and Nottingham University, who had been doing work in some failed states on women who had suffered violence. And what they did was deliberative juries. So what they did was they say, you do realize you have the right to this, that, and the other. And the woman will say, no, I didn't necessarily know that, but this is my experience. And they go, well, in that case, you also could consider this or that. And so it was a world in which you teach and you learn, and you teach according to what people are saying, and it's like a deliberate. Anyway, we developed these deliberative juries for children. And so from the very beginning, what we did at Five Rights, what I've done in legislation, what we did in the general comment at the UN, everything, even what we did with the IEEE, which is the engineering standards organization about technical standards, everything has gone through this process of young people being asked what their experience was and being taught their rights and about the context in which their experience was happening. And it's just been an incredible privilege, because as I've worked out how to do this over the years, and I've done hundreds of them now, what's also happened is I have said in the last 15 minutes of any meeting, I say, do me a favor, go away for 15 minutes, come back and tell me, if you had one chance to change whatever we're talking about, how would you change it? And I have literally sat in the room or been online while young people have come up with things that I have then been able to put into legislation. And they have given me a profound understanding. So, for example, I remember years ago a bunch of kids who I had taken to meet the CEO of Snap saying, we don't like this thing about the best friend. Yeah?
I've heard that many times,
by
the way. It
creates grief.
Yeah.
Yeah? And they start telling him. And he goes, but I did it because then my wife knows I love him back. And they go, well, it doesn't work for us because we have to be on all the time creating our best friend. And then look, we wake up in the morning and we're no longer the best friend. So we're up all night, et cetera, et cetera. I've watched an 8-year-old invent two-factor authentication before it was a regular thing in the world. I see them, they go, just turn off the comments, just default, no comments.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the comments that they brutalize and bully us, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think what my attitude is a sort of is a legal, stroke technical, stroke political wraparound this view of the kids, which is we want this stuff, we like it, we need it, but we need it to be kinder, less demanding, less toxic, more age appropriate, and easier to leave. That's their view.
Yes.
I'm all with their view.
Oh, me too. Me too. It's just our responsibility to take that serious and take that responsibility as adults of a generation to protect them. And that's what I've often heard where young people have come up to me where we did, seminars in schools and stuff. And sometimes even on boring things like legal components of what am I allowed to post? Who belongs to the picture? Whose rights at the picture? But then they say, quite frankly, you have left us alone.
Oh, yes.
We are not born with the ability to handle all of this. It's you who's not teaching us. It's you who is not putting the legal framework into action. It's like, how have we come to that point where we think, that they can figure it out on their own because they're born with it. We're not. It's like, and that is so wrong.
I just really want to sort of, if I might, violently agree with you about what you just said.
Violently agree with me.
Violently agree with you.